Okay, today for class I will be showing you, I'm Nate Giersdorf by the way, and this is my movie on how to put together a computer that is fried already on the floor of your room. So, we have the motherboard, and the power supply, and a hard drive and a DVD drive, and a fan that goes in the case if we actually were going to put one in there, and some ribbon cable, and some cream for the CPU that we're not going to use, and a CPU that I believe is fried, I don't even know, and our cooler, and a video card. So, and I don't have any RAM that's DDR2 anymore, so yeah, kind of messed up on that one. But for starters, we will put the CPU into the slot. So you push down and it pops up, and you flip the thing over and line up the little arrows, as you can see, the little silver arrows and the notches, to the correct spots, if I could actually see. And then flip it back down. Did I even do it right? No, I did. Okay. And then you'd apply the cream, and then you would put on the CPU cooler. If it will actually go, doesn't really matter. And then plug in the thing. Push those down. Don't make sure you go around the circle. And we go like this. Push it down and in. Normally you'd use a screwdriver, but you get the idea. Okay, now that we have the CPU, fan, and cooler, and it plugged in right there, we can now plug in the power supply. So, the 20 pin, this motherboard takes a 24, but this is a 20, goes in right there. And then we have the other one, which is the 4 pin, goes all the way over here. And one of the 8 slots, this has an 8 slotter, so it can go in wherever it fits, because one spot it doesn't go in, and the other spot it does. So there's ample supply of power supply for this motherboard. Now, we can, wow, this is going to be quicker than I thought. We can put in the ribbon cable. One side of the ribbon cable actually goes into the ribbon cable slot. And then, the top one, we put into the hard drive. Little 320. It's probably, my new computer doesn't have ribbon cables, so it's kind of lying around. And then the other cable goes into the DVD drive. And then we'll just stack them there nice and easy and think that they're actually fastened into a computer case, which the good part is we don't have to do that. And then plug in the power. One. And there's 2. So, normally you'd have them mounted in a case, and then they'd all be hooked up and plugged in. And next, we will, we can hook up the other fan. So, normally, you'd take this excessively dirty fan and plug it and make sure it's on your computer case, and then you take and plug it into power. Now that end powers that, and this end would just be so it doesn't take up any of your Molex connectors. Now we can put in the video card, which goes in the slot that is next closest to your CPU, and that is your fastest slot. So this would go in here, just like that. And then you'd have your video, which this one has 2 DVI connectors. What else we got here? And then normally you'd next plug in some RAM, and then you would basically leave the side off the case and it would all be in your computer. Then you could plug in your power connector into your power supply, And I don't know, this thing may be fried, I'm not sure anymore. It's just lying around. I bought a new 800 watt instead of the, what is this one anyways? It is only a 350 watt, but it has the nice cables that are all covered in this black stuff that is wonderful. And then that's how you put that together. So it's a big mess right now, but if that was actually in a case, then you'd do some cable mitigation and hide the cables around and zip tie them together and everything else. Is there anything else I got lying around that would help this out at all? Could have more monitors. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, and as far as hardware is concerned, you could go with a big full-size ATX tower, which is absolutely gigantic. And the hard drives are actually, well, you can't even see. Let's go to the back side. Where the hard drives are actually stored in the bottom of the case instead of on the side where it normally are. And there's some extra fans down there and everything else. And then you got fan controls and things, and then you got big graphics cards, and sure, we'll pop this side off just to make this video last a little longer, and green lights. And this thing is on at the moment, but that doesn't really matter. And then you can have a big computer with a gigantic video card used for gaming and LED lights and a whole wonderful thing where the hard drive bays are supposed to go is all empty to allow more airflow. So that concludes my video.